Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 190th Commencement Ceremony for South Dakota Mines. I am Dr. Jim Stone, Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Please rise and remain standing for the processional as we receive the graduating class of 2024. Interim President Roberts, the Faculty Chair of South Dakota Mines, Dr. Mark Robinson, has installed the mace. Please lead the procession of faculty and platform guests. As we convene this commencement, please remain standing for the posting of the colors by the Army ROTC Color Guard. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Post the colors. right, please be seated. So it is my honor to introduce our interim university president, Dr. Lance Roberts. Dr. Roberts was appointed interim president at South Dakota Mines in June 2024. Originally from Sidney, Nebraska, Dr. Roberts graduated from South Dakota Mines with a bachelor's and master's degree in civil engineering in 1998 and 1999, respectively. He went on to earn a doctoral degree in civil engineering in 2006 from the University of Missouri, Kansas City. Prior to his appointment as interim president, Dr. Roberts served South Dakota Mines as the provost and vice president for academic affairs, the department head of mining engineering and management, and a faculty member of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. He also spent time in industry as a bridge design and geostructural engineer and served as the senior vice president of the Mining and Energy Division at RESPEC. Please welcome interim president Dr. Lance Roberts.
Thank you, Dr. Stone. Good morning. I want to thank all of you for joining us on this special day as we celebrate the educational achievements of 1 associate, 72 baccalaureates, 50 masters, and 7 doctoral students. All of today's graduates have demonstrated the determination and knowledge to earn a degree from South Dakota Mines. They all have the potential to become outstanding scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs. I want to extend a special welcome to the families of our graduates. It took a lot of hard work for our students to make it to this day, and most of them didn't do it alone. Thank you for all the support, guidance, and encouragement you have provided to our students during their time at Mines. Graduates, congratulations. Ingenuity and adaptability are cornerstones of science and engineering, and the importance of these traits have been highlighted by recent world events. Now more than ever, the world needs people like you, people who are curious, tenacious, and have what it takes to change the world. It is now my pleasure to introduce the representative of our senior class, Claire Peasley, a candidate for the bachelor's degree in civil engineering from Wheatland, Wyoming. Claire is joined today by her parents, Steve and Melissa Peasley, and she has 5 siblings, Pierce, Lane, Trigg, Eve, and Brock. Peasley has been involved in various clubs and activities while at South Dakota Mines. She has served on the Campus Ventures Servant Leadership Team since August 2020 and as a campus resident advisor since August 2021. She participated in the university's 2023 Leadership Summit and was named to the Homecoming Court in September 2023. She has worked as a certified nursing aide at the Platte County Legacy Home and completed civil engineering internships in Rapid City with Mead and Hunt in summer 2023 and advanced design engineering and surveying in summer 2024. After graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree, Claire will be working at Interstate Engineering in Spearfish as a staff engineer. Please join me in welcoming this year's student speaker, Claire Peasley.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, friends, family, faculty, and staff, regent, and my fellow graduates. I'm so honored to be asked to represent you up here today, and so proud to be graduating with you. It was only 4 years ago that I was a scared little freshman entering college during the height of COVID, where I couldn't even go to the bathroom without drenching my hands in hand sanitizer and wondering what I did with my mask. Now, here I was this morning, my hands drenched in sweat from being so nervous to give this speech to you and wondering what I did with my cap. So much has happened between those two moments. Sand volleyball, trips to Armadillos for ice cream, late night studying, swing dancing, tests, projects, way too much money spent on coffee, and my mechanical engineering friends continually giving me grief for being a civil. Just the other day, one of my friends was teasing me for how I was preparing for the fundamentals of engineering exam by eating concrete to practice. And that's obviously ridiculous because I much prefer dirt. This is just one example of things that make me appreciate my friends so much. The experience at Mines is a tough one, with hard classes and tough teachers. But what makes it great is the people. You meet hundreds of other students who are in the same position of you, and you find this incredible solidarity. I have firsthand experience of the beautiful relationships that come out of that. These people are smart, hardworking, and eager to make a difference. You, my fellow graduates, you are smart, hardworking, and eager to make a difference. Otherwise, you would not have fought your way through Calc 2 with the rest of us. You have all, somehow or another, made an impact on my life. I have truly been made better by the people here. That scared little freshman looking for her mask has turned into the graduate standing before you today. This could not have happened without you. We are all going different directions, some staying here, some going away, some going all the way across the world, but all to do the same thing. To use this degree we earned to make the lives better for the people that we know. The community I have found here through campus ventures, through residence life, through the civil department, it's one I am so eternally grateful for. I remember being stuck in my room during those first couple days of the online COVID orientation, just praying for God to send me friends, and He sent me you. This community has challenged me, encouraged me, and loved me in a million different ways. And keep doing that. Keep challenging, keep encouraging, keep loving one another. Remember your community when it's difficult to make the time or hard to find the energy. I have heard from alumni in that those first couple of years, it's going to be a lot harder to find the energy or difficult to keep up and make the time. But that effort is going to be so worth it. And I know this because I've seen it in some of my dearest friends. They have graduated and are working. They have families and are looking to buy houses. Yet they continue to make the time and effort to build me up and to allow me to do the same for them. We went through a couple years of college together, and it has built friendships that will last a lifetime. The Bible says in Proverbs 17:17 that a friend loves at all times and a brother is born for adversity. If Calc 2 is not adversity, I don't know what is. We have a unique experience here. I'm so excited to see how our community grows and changes in our next season of life. We will be the ones looking for houses and building families, and yet we will also be those alumni who get to challenge, encourage, and love those in our situation right now. I want to end with some thank yous to the very people who have lived that out. I want to thank my parents for always encouraging discipline and perseverance. I can't remember the amount of times I called my dad telling him, "Dad, I want to quit and do something easy," and him saying, "Claire, why don't you just wait? I know it's hard, but just wait till the end of the semester and we'll see how it is then." Here I am. I want to thank my mentor, Hannah, for always encouraging me to rest and to enjoy those slow moments when the busyness of school was overwhelming. Thank you to my friends who made studying fun and not studying even better. I wish I could list every single one of them by name, but I want to make sure Dr. Joe doesn't have to kick me off the stage. Thank you all so much for coming, and good luck to you, graduates.
Thank you, Claire. At each commencement ceremony, we take time to honor alumni and community leaders who have distinguished themselves in their professions and their communities with the awarding of an honorary doctorate. You can read our awardees' full biography in the program. Ms. Jean Hall graduated from South Dakota Mines in 1977 with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering and obtained an MBA from Nova University. She spent the bulk of her career in the mining industry. She retired in 2015 from Peabody Energy, where she was the Executive Vice President and Chief Technical Officer responsible for global engineering services and supply chain management activities, as well as technical, projects, and operations support functions for Peabody's U.S. and international platforms. Before joining Peabody, Jean was the Chief Operating Officer for Kennecott Utah Copper, a subsidiary of mining and metals giant Rio Tinto. During this time, she became the general manager of Spring Creek Coal, making her the first female manager of a coal mine in the U.S. Prior to joining Rio Tinto, she spent 12 years with Mobile Mining and Minerals and Mobile Chemical Company. Hall has been active with South Dakota Mines for many years. She has been a longtime member of the University Advisory Board, served on the board for the Center of Alumni Relations and Advancement, formerly the Foundation, has been volunteer lecturer in the Department of Mining, Engineering, and Management for the past 4 years, and has been a mentor for the Entrepreneur in Residence program. She and her husband, John, who is a mining 1977 graduate, support a variety of scholarships and programs. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by action of the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon Jean Hall the honorary degree, Doctor of Public Service, with all the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the responsibilities pertaining thereto. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, U.S. Representative Dusty Johnson. Dusty Johnson brings an energetic and optimistic style to Washington as South Dakota's lone voice in the U.S. House. He is a recognized leader in issues related to rural America, agriculture, supply chains, and rural broadband. Dusty grew up in central South Dakota, holds degrees from the University of South Dakota and the University of Kansas, and now lives in Mitchell with his wife and 3 sons. As you can see, we do not have Dusty with us this morning. He is stuck in Washington. As you know, they passed the continuing resolution last evening at about midnight, so it was kind enough for Dusty to actually provide us with a video message, so we will watch that now.
Hey there, graduates. Congressman Dusty Johnson. I wish I was with you there in Rapid City. Unfortunately, we have not been able to finish our work in D.C., and just like when you're in elementary school, if you don't finish your homework, you don't get to go out for recess. So I'm going to stay here in D.C. and work to get things done. It has been an interesting week in Washington, D.C., even though we are way too dumb out here. We make way too many mistakes, but it's beautiful here during the Christmas season. It's interesting, though, there are no nativity scenes in Washington, D.C. Apparently, they can't find 3 wise men. Okay, so that's probably not a very good dad joke, but I thought I'd start off that way anyway. Washington, D.C. isn't filled with a tremendous amount of wisdom, and that makes it a little odd that I'm your commencement speaker. You're going to have a congressman, somebody who spends his time in Washington, D.C., convey wisdom to you? But then I thought, well, maybe that's all right. Maybe I can tell you about the failures of Washington, D.C., and together you and I can learn from them, and maybe you can figure out what not to do as you move forward with the rest of your life. And so I'm going to give you 4 failures of Washington, D.C., and then we'll talk about the 4 things that you can do to avoid those failures. Make sense? All right, so failure number 1, Congress can be self-centered. No big surprise. You can just tell the politicians who are more interested in being famous than they are in being effective. I could give you lots of examples. One comes immediately to mind. It probably wouldn't be very polite to say her name, so to protect her anonymity, I'll just use her initials, AOC. But the reality is I could give you examples on both sides of the aisle. And for those folks, everything is always about them. So I guess my advice to you would be, don't do that. Make sure that your world is big enough so that you're not the center of it. Make sure your world is rich enough and that it's filled with enough wonderful people that you can always be learning from them. And that leads to my specific suggestion number 1 for you as you move forward. Always be involved with an organization. It almost doesn't matter what it is. For me, my church and Abbott House, a place for troubled youth, has been where I've got the most value. But for you, it can be anything. as long as you're out there connecting with folks other than your family or with your coworkers. I think that'll help you keep perspective. All right, number two, congressional failing number two. It's said that Congress spends like drunken sailors, which I think is an awfully rude thing to say about the sailors. I've voted against a lot of spending in my time here in Washington. In fact, more than $13 trillion I've voted against in just the last 4 years. And I'm always more surprised that I can't get more of my colleagues to vote with me. I suppose I understand it. It's always a little easier to say yes than to say no. It's always a little easier to spend money than it is to save it. But that leads me to my second suggestion for you. And that is that you've just got to save. And starting early is really important. It is not as much fun, but it is the way that you can build more independence. And the math adds up quickly if you get started early. Let's say you save $25 a week. Now, you've all seen the articles about how many great paying jobs the graduates of South Dakota School of Mines and Technology have access to. And so take some of that great pay, just $25, and save it every single week starting now. If you do that, when it comes time to retirement, based on an average rate of return, you'll have about $1.5 million. And that is pretty good for $25 a week. And so keep doing that. Make sure that you get a financial advisor and start saving now. Okay, congressional failure number three. One time I was talking to a lady in the airport who told me that her brother had run for Congress a few years before. And I said, oh, that's interesting. What is he doing now? And she said, oh, nothing. He won the election. Okay, again, not a very good joke, but I think it highlights that Congress is not as productive as they should be. Study after study shows that people who do meaningful work are much happier than people who don't do as much meaningful work. Now, you're already on the right path, obviously, by going to a great school, and most of you, I'm sure, are already well positioned to have great careers. But it's amazing how much a small decision can have a big impact on what you get done during a day, a to-do list. Studies show that people who have a written down to-do list at the start of every day get 25% more done than those people who don't. So that's my third suggestion for how you can avoid those congressional failures. Finally, the number four congressional failing. DC is such a negative place. Too many of my colleagues have forgotten that politics is supposed to be about addition and multiplication, not division and subtraction. Now, I know our country faces real challenges. I don't want to have rose-colored glasses about it, but being negative, howling at the moon, that alone simply doesn't solve anything. Now, we all need to be informed about our world, but my observation is that too much news turns people toward anger and fear. And in that way, I actually think news is a lot like salt. You need salt to live. If you don't get any salt, you die. But if you have too much salt, it can also kill you. And so making sure you've got good news is all about having that right balance. The people who spend 5 or 10 hours a day on cable news programming or on far right or far left news websites, they are the folks who generally are the most agitated and frankly are the least well positioned to make sure that we're all making progress and moving in the right direction. So that's my fourth piece of advice for you. Manage your news budget. All right, so now I've got to close. It's not that much fun listening to a speaker in person, but it's even less fun listening to them up on the television. So I'll close by saying this. You are well on your way to success. You chose a great college and you chose great programs. To avoid the DC failures and to be great citizens, you just have to do 4 things. Number 1, get involved with at least one group. Number 2, save at least $25 a week. Number 3, make a to-do list. And number 4, manage your news diet. I hope you'll forgive me for having a little fun at the expense of my colleagues, the politicians. You've probably heard why political jokes aren't funny. It's because so many of them get elected. But the truth is that this is a great country, and it is a tremendous honor for me to be able to serve our state and our country. And I know we're going to be even better with you as great citizens. Graduates, congratulations and best of luck.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our Associate Vice President for Student Development and Dean of Students, Dr. Joe DeLugos, who will present the degree candidates.
Dr. Roberts, on behalf of the faculty and staff of South Dakota Mines, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Science, Bachelor of Science, and Associate of Arts. I'll read only the names of those degree candidates who are present this morning. Those who are unable to attend but whose names are listed in the commencement program will be awarded their diplomas in absentia. We welcome and encourage your applause for each graduate, but please refrain from using air horns or other noisemakers so that we may preserve decorum. As the graduates line up to receive their diplomas, families are reminded that we do have professional photographers capturing the official photos of the graduates, but please feel welcome to take your own. Throughout the program, you will see graduates wearing special cords or stoles representing their fraternities, sororities, and national honor societies. The navy blue and lime green cords are worn by student ambassadors, and our international students are wearing stoles with the flags of their home countries. Additionally, South Dakota Mines has been consistently rated as one of the top schools in the country for veteran and military service members. Today, we're honored to have one veteran graduate wearing red, white, and blue cords. Would our veteran graduate please rise to be recognized? We'd also like to take the time to ask any veterans in the audience to also please stand and be recognized. Thank you all for your service.
All right, will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, contingent upon the completion of all requirements.
Our doctoral graduates will be hooded by Dr. Mary Beth Price, Dean of Graduate Education, and their major professors. They will then be congratulated by their department heads and Provost Stone. Candidate for the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Atmospheric and Environmental Sciences, will be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. William Capehart. Batsangul Dashdorj. I now present Dr. Batsangul Dashdorj. Candidate for the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Engineering, will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Steve Smith. Laura Anna Elizabeth Brunmeyer. Dr. Travis Walker, Major Professor for Laura, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Laura Anna Elizabeth Brunmeyer. Candidate for the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Civil and Environmental Engineering, will be congratulated by Interim Department Head Dr. Mark Robinson. Jetson Lanehart Ty Tinley. Dr. Chris Shearer, Major Professor for Jetson, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Jetson Lanehart Ty Tinley. The candidate for the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Data Science and Engineering, will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Jeff Magoo. Brian Christopher Furman. Dr. Francis Akoa, Major Professor for Brian, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Brian Christopher Furman. Dr. Roberts, that concludes the presentation of the doctoral degrees.
Will the master's degree candidates please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the South Dakota Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Master of Science with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, contingent upon the completion of all requirements.
The master's degree candidates will be congratulated by Dr. Price, their department heads, and Provost Stone. Our candidate for the degree, Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering, will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Steve Smith. Zachary Thomas Bender. Our candidates for the degree, Master of Science in Civil and Environmental Engineering, will be congratulated by Interim Department Head Dr. Mark Robinson. Blake Robert Messagey. Ruth Mackenzie Potter. Frank Yatocham Petang. Our candidate for the degree, Master of Science in Computer Science and Engineering, will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Jeff Magoo. Christian Dwayne Olson. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Construction Engineering and Management will be congratulated by Interim Department Head Dr. Robinson. John Michael de los Reyes. Noor Yasser Safa. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Engineering Management will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Jeff Walstead. Rebecca Likayan Sikosh. Yorshamber Joshua Igbaks. Morgan Elizabeth Thompson. Sridharan Vembadi. Connor Robert Weber. Our candidate for the degree Master of Science in Materials Engineering and Science will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Mike West. Trent Alexander Klosek. Our candidates for the degree Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Pierre LaRochelle. Asher Caleb Escom. Mohammed Wahedul Hassan. Mohammed Gulam Sumdani. Dr. Roberts, that concludes the presentations of the master's degrees.
Will the candidates for Bachelor of Science please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Science with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, contingent upon the completion of all requirements.
Our bachelor's degree candidates will be congratulated by their department heads and Provost Stone. The candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Applied Biological Sciences will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Zhengtao Zhu. Grant Jonathan Brewer. Our candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Atmospheric and Environmental Sciences will be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Capehart. Isaac Peter Kolosik. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Biology will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Zhu. Ashling Amara Hall, summa cum laude. Madison Joe Jensen, cum laude. Cameron Joseph Schmeichel, cum laude. Kellen Elizabeth Thomas, magna cum laude. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Smith. Delin Zin Mobley. Isabel Jolene Nielsen. Sydney Lucinda Sanders. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Shende. Trey F. Aldrich. Alexander Michael Micah. Sophia Nicole Ponce Molina. Trent Michael Ripley. Ethan Lloyd Rogers, cum laude. Julia Diane Sabetti. Corey Stone, cum laude. Our candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemistry will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Zhu. Ethan Lloyd Rogers, cum laude. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering will be congratulated by Interim Department Head Dr. Robinson. Carter John Amlund, summa cum laude. Grant Jonathan Brewer. Aiden Ellis. Justin Christopher Houlette. Joshua James Martins. Clay Matthew Olson. Ryan Emerson Passwaters. Claire May Peasley. Nolan J. Rader, magna cum laude. Evan C. Spraker. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Science will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Magoo. Homer Jack Fouts. Hayden Rudy Jaramillo, cum laude. Samantha Brooke Kaltvedt, magna cum laude. Mary Ann Moore. Drew Trigby Norby. Oliver M. Schwab. Ryan Anthony Syme. Our candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Magoo. Haley Mackenzie Sund. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering and Engineering Management will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Jeff Walstead. Davis George Kemp. Isabel Mary Vivian Larson. Andrew Edward Peterson. Bryce Taylor Sherrill. Orlando Jovan Westbrook. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mathematics will be congratulated by Professor Dr. Roger Johnson. Jada Orion Bell, cum laude. Danielle Bryn Luder, cum laude. Olivia Francis Stelzer. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. La Rochelle. Chase M. Oyen. Annalise Elizabeth Woolman, magna cum laude. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Metallurgical Engineering will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. West. Mason Alexander Lane. Thad B. Saylor. Our candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Physics will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Richard Schnee. Finian Christopher Rogers, summa cum laude. Our candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Pre-Professional Health Sciences will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Zhu. Anna Noel Fitzgerald, magna cum laude. Our candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Science, Technology, and Society will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Kyle Knight. Dakota Quinn Crocker. Kyle Harris. Margaret May O'Connor. Dr. Roberts, that concludes the presentations of the baccalaureate degree candidates.
Will the candidate for the Associate of Arts degree please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Associate of Arts with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, contingent upon the completion of all requirements.
Our candidate for an Associate of Arts in General Studies will be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Knight and Provost Stone. John Gabriel Herway. Dr. Roberts, that concludes the presentations of all of our degree candidates.
I offer to you my personal congratulations and good wishes on behalf of the entire South Dakota Mines family. We are all very proud of you and know that you will go on to make positive impacts on your industries, on your communities, and on the world. Will all the degree recipients please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, as the bachelor's degree recipients move the tassels on their mortarboard from right to left, I present to you the South Dakota Mines class of 2024. Congratulations. Graduates, you may be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce our honorary alumni president, Mr. Ken Miller, who graduated from South Dakota Mines in 1975 with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. Ken is a retired professional engineer who spent his career in the mining industry, working in the western United States and Australia. He retired from the full-time corporate world as president and CEO of Millennium Bulk Terminals, Longview in Washington State. Vowing to keep his promise to just do the fun stuff since retirement, he is a member of the Wyoming Energy Authority Board of Directors, has been an instructor in the Mining Engineering and Management Department, served several years with CARA, and is active in a number of community organizations, including Lions Club International and his church. He and his wife, Kathy, a 1974 chemistry graduate, have been Rapid City residents for 15 years. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ken Miller.
Congratulations, graduates. Congratulations, parents, family, and friends. It took all of you and a campus of support to arrive at the day we are today. Graduates, you are part of something extraordinary, the South Dakota Mines alumni community. This is a message of connections. During your time here, you met over 1,000 students. You've crossed paths and spent time with over 50 doctors, professors, and instructors. You are now joining an alumni community of 18,000 that live and work all over the world. This community exists to support you and connect you for the rest of your career and your life. We lift each other up. I have connected fellow alumni seeking new opportunities to other alumni who needed the skills South Dakota Mines has honed. There are countless stories like this. Follow these instructions. 1, get connected. Get connected with the CARA Alumni Office. 2, stay connected. Stay connected by attending alumni functions in your new areas of work, at conferences that you will attend, and by attending South Dakota Mines reunions. Number 3, be successful. It's a great day to be a hard rocker, and it's a great life. Go get them.
Thank you, Ken. Now we request all guests to stand for the retiring of the colors. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Sir, permission to retire the colors.
Retire the colors.
Forward, march.
As we close our commencement ceremony, I want to thank the String Theory Musical Ensemble under the direction of Tammy Schnittgrund, the Commencement Committee, and others who contributed to make this event a success. Thank you for joining us today, and congratulations to the class of 2024.